Anyway, folks, great to have you here on Open Line Friday. Welcome back, El Rushbo. I want to play an audio soundbite for you. I've got the audio of a television ad that ran for a while. I think it did for a while in the Virginia governor's race. The ad was put together for Ken Cuccinelli. It was put together by an independent group of people who are fed up with liberalism. They're fed up with the Democrat Party. They're actually fed up with the fact that Republicans don't run these kinds of ads. I don't remember the name of the group. It's 5 guys that did this. And I think they're New Yorkers. And they're just fed up. And they're upset. Now, they're not upset with Cuccinelli is a great pugilist. He does fight back. And that's why this group put the ad together. But I think the ad hasn't run in a while, and it may be a question of money. But I got the audio of the ad. I watched it on television. I watched the video. And I say, even though the graphics aren't here that support the audio, I wanted you to hear it anyway. Because they've researched this at a focused group, this ad, among voters in Virginia. And it causes a massive change of intention to vote from McAuliffe to Cuccinelli. Massive. In some cases, 8-point swings. McAuliffe ends up -4 after this ad, and Cuccinelli ends up +4. In some cases, it's a bigger swing than that. So here's the ad. There's no moderation here. There's no bipartisanship. There's no appeal to getting along. This ad basically says to Terry McAuliffe and the Democrat Party, we're not going to let you Detroit us. We're not going to let you turn Virginia into every place else you've run into the ground. Here is the audio of the ad.
Democratic candidate Terry McAuliffe is a stand-in for a national power grab by the Gang of Five. Just as the Obama administration uses federal agencies to suppress dissent and violate the civil rights of their political opponents, these extreme liberals are smearing Republicans because they have a hidden far-left agenda. The Gang of Five is bringing divisive Chicago-style politics to Virginia. McAuliffe is an embarrassment, yet he gets a free ride from the elite media because he's being propped up by the Clintons, Obama, and the Gang of Five. They will continue political smearing, spending millions to impose a New Yorker and left-wing embed on Virginia. Tell these McAuliffe puppeteers this is Virginia, and we won't let you Detroit us with taxes and debt. You will not California Virginia with regulations that kill jobs, or Hollywood our families and schools. You will not bring District of Columbia tax and spend to our state. Tell them you can't have Virginia.
Fight for Tomorrow is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Now, I'm sorry I didn't make a note of who the Gang of Five is, but they're media people. Chris Matthews is one. That's one face I remember. But the Gang of Five is basically liberal media types, and maybe a couple of politicians in there who are constantly propping up people like McAuliffe. McAuliffe is a bag man now running for governor. We used to call him the punk here when he was the chairman of DNC running the operation for the Clintons. And this ad, it ran for a while, and it's not on the air now, and some people are making a push to try to get it back on the air because it does cause a massive swing. And I want you to listen to this again, because isn't this the kind of thing you think the Republican Party ought to be? The Republican Party did not do this. I don't believe that the Republican Party did this. My memory on this is something I read about this ad 2 or 3 weeks ago. And I don't think the Republican Party of Virginia is doing this. It's some out-of-state people who are doing it. But here's the swing on this vote. Ballot movement. After people view this ad one time, Republican voters increase for Cuccinelli by +8. Democrat voters increase for Cuccinelli +4. It creates a massive swing for Cuccinelli. Independents +2. Women +4. That means McAuliffe loses 4 points among women when this ad is seen by people in a focus group. Men, a +5 swing. people over 40 +6 swing, and a overall ballot is a +5 swing. The ad was done by a group called Fight for Tomorrow, and it's a group independent of Cuccinelli. Now listen to it again and tell me if this isn't what you think the Republican Party ought to be doing about every Democrat candidate.
Democratic candidate Terry McAuliffe is a stand-in for a national power grab by the Gang of Five. Just as the Obama administration uses federal agencies to suppress dissent and violate the civil rights of their political opponents, these extreme liberals are smearing Republicans because they have a hidden far-left agenda. The Gang of Five is bringing divisive Chicago-style politics to Virginia. McAuliffe is an embarrassment, yet he gets a free ride from the elite media because he's being propped up by the Clintons, Obama, and the Gang of Five. They will continue political smearing, spending millions to impose a New Yorker and left-wing embed on Virginia. Tell these McAuliffe puppeteers this is Virginia, and we won't let you Detroit us with taxes and debt. You will not California Virginia with regulations that kill jobs, or Hollywood our families and schools. You will not bring District of Columbia tax and spend to our state. Tell them you can't have Virginia.
Fight for Tomorrow is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Fight for Tomorrow is the group. And again, it causes massive swing, overall +5, to Ken Cuccinelli, who is a conservative, good conservative Republican candidate in Virginia.